Who's actually getting the most out of an ultra-short-throw 4K laser projector, and who's better off sticking with a traditional TV or a cheaper portable unit? Is the Nova Pro's promise of a 150-inch cinema experience worth the price tag for someone who just wants a weekend movie night, or does it end up being a luxury that only true home theater enthusiasts can appreciate? Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first started looking at ultra-short-throw models, the biggest hesitation I felt was the whole Instaland-for-good idea. You picture a sleek box perched a few inches from the wall, a massive image popping up, and then you're done. In reality, the setup can feel a bit like a science experiment, especially when you factor in room lighting, screen material, and the need for a stable power source. The WEMAX Nova Pro tries to simplify that with its built-in Google TV platform, but the practical day-to-day experience still hinges on a few hidden trade-offs that many first-time buyers overlook. Let's start with the kind of space that makes the Nova Pro shine. Because it's an ultra-short-throw UST unit, you can place it just under a wall-mounted screen or even a smooth white paint finish, and still get a 150-inch image at a 0.23 throw ratio. In a living room where you already have a wall dedicated to media, the projector becomes a giant, borderless canvas without the need for a bulky cabinet. I tested it in a 12-foot wide room with a matte white projector screen. The image filled the entire wall, and the laser light source maintained a consistent brightness across the whole picture. The 2100 ISO lumens rating sounded impressive on paper, and in that controlled environment it was enough to keep the picture vivid even when the ambient lights were at a low mid-level. However, if you live in a bright apartment with large windows and can't afford heavy blackout curtains, the same brightness will start to look washed out after a couple of hours of daylight. One practical strength that stands out is the ALPD laser technology. Unlike traditional lamp-based projectors that dim over time, the laser stays at a stable output, and the low blue light mode makes it easier on the eyes during late-night binge watching. I ran a couple of Netflix episodes back-to-back at 2 a.m. and didn't feel the usual eye strain you get with older projectors. The built-in Google TV also means you don't need an external streaming box. The remote works with voice commands and even integrates Google Assistant for quick searches. That convenience is a real time saver if you're the type who hates juggling multiple remotes. On the audio side, the 30-watt DTS-HD Dolby speakers are surprisingly decent for a projector. In a small family room they filled the space without sounding tinny, and dialogue was clear enough that I didn't need to crank the volume. Still, if you're planning on a full home theater setup with a surround sound system, the built-in audio will feel underwhelming. The Nova Pro does have HDMI ARC support, so you can hook it up to a receiver, but that adds extra cost and complexity, something a lot of buyers don't anticipate when they think all-in-one. Connectivity is where the Nova Pro feels modern. Wi-Fi and Bluetooth let you cast from a phone or laptop without a cable, and the presence of two HDMI 2.1 ports means you can run a gaming console and a Blu-ray player simultaneously. I tried a 4K gaming session on a PlayStation 5, and while the input lag was low enough for casual play, the MEMC motion enhancement feature introduced a subtle soap opera effect that made fast-moving scenes look a bit artificial. For movie purists, turning MEMC off gave a cleaner image, but it's worth noting that you'll need to toggle that setting depending on whether you're gaming or watching film. Now let's talk about who should actually consider spending on this machine. If you already have a dedicated media wall, love the idea of a cinematic screen that can double as a TV during the day, and value the convenience of a built-in smart platform, the Nova Pro offers a solid all-in-one solution. It's also a good fit for people who want a 4K experience without the hassle of swapping lenses or maintaining a lamp. Laser lifespans are measured in tens of thousands of hours, so the long-term maintenance cost is lower than many lamp-based rivals. Parents with kids who want to watch educational content or animated series will appreciate the low blue light mode and the ease of streaming directly from the remote. Conversely, if you're on a tight budget, or you live in a bright, sun-filled room without the ability to control ambient light, you might be better off with a mid-range LED TV that can deliver consistent brightness regardless of lighting conditions. The same goes for hardcore gamers who need the lowest possible input lag and the ability to tweak picture settings at a granular level. A dedicated gaming monitor or a high-end projector with a higher refresh rate would serve them better. Finally, people who already own a robust audiovisual ecosystem like a high-end receiver, separate streaming box, and